Remember those shows we used to watch and just die laughing at some of the most ignorant things that were said? Yeah, well, those times have changed. Big time. What felt like harmless, silly fun back then, looking at it through a 2025 lens, oof. I mean, it's kind of wild how comedy nowadays has shifted. The world was apparently sleeping when we were growing up, and now it is extremely woke. So today I want to chat about 10 iconic characters, ones we love that who, if showed up on our screens today, would likely be trending for all the wrong reasons in minutes. Get ready for some, wait, they actually said that moments. Because back then, they gave zero.
Macho Man Randy Savage, the cream of the crop.
He scores! The Bulls lead 80.
Girl, your hair's so nappy, Wilson couldn't pick it.
This is Max Headroom.
Are you kidding?
So let's start this off with a TV legend who would absolutely break the internet today. Most days you had Archie Bunker just sitting in his chair, unloading his opinions like a verbal dump truck. Now don't get me wrong, from a writing standpoint, the point of Archie Bunker was pure genius. He was holding up this big ugly mirror to prejudice, letting us all see how ridiculous and hurtful it was through the use of satire. Carol O'Connor played him so well that you almost kinda felt a weird kind of sympathy for the dude at times. However, those constant fire holes of racial slurs.
If God had meant us to be together, he'd have put us together. But look what he's done. He put you over in Africa, he put the rest of us in all the white countries.
Those xenophobic rants he treated like casual small talk.
There can only be one number one and one number two. And life made Jefferson number two long before I come along.
I suppose that the Puerto Ricans are number 3 then.
Your Puerto Ricans could be 4. Your Japs and your Chins could be 3. 3A, 3B.
The unfiltered bigotry that was practically his go-to move.
Nowadays, the government is pressuring companies into hiring more women.
No, I know it's a crime against nature. Women was created for 2 things, making meals and babies.
Yeah, no. If that show was to come out today, man, network executives would spontaneously combust. I mean, there'd be think pieces, hashtags, boycotts, you name it. I mean, it wouldn't just not fly today. I mean, it would crash and burn on the runway before it even took off. A character designed to expose ignorance and hate played flawlessly, yet his actual words would ignite a firestorm today that even his lovely wife Edith couldn't put out. Now let's talk about our well-meaning yet extremely clueless airline pilot from the 70s, Howard Bordon. You know, I gotta say, watching these reruns now, they just really hit different. Remember how Howard would just kind of pop up and appear like magic?
Hi everybody, what's happening?
I mean, one minute they were having coffee, and then the next minute, bam, Howard was like on their couch or in their living room.
I was almost killed. Really? I almost fell down an elevator shaft. Oh, you could get killed. What do you want to talk about? Okay, let's eat.
Then he would just be raiding their fridge or telling them his life story. Then it was just quirky little neighbor stuff, right? But today, people would be checking their logs, looking through the peephole twice, and probably speed dialing the building manager at this point. That constant barging in, just opening the door, with zero boundaries? Nah.
How about a toaster? Hi, Bob. Hi, Ellie. Oh, my gosh. Let me help.
I mean, he would kind of give creep stalker vibes in 2025. I mean, you would be like, dude, text first, or at least knock before you just walk into my crib. What they played as sweet and loving back then, like, oh, he's a good neighbor, would kind of give off serial killer vibes now. I mean, can you imagine somebody doing that to you right now? Just walking in your house or just barging in and then just sitting down or going through your refrigerator? No. That's how people get unalived. But what's wild is what felt like just harmless fun back then just screams a whole bunch of red flags nowadays. It just makes you kind of appreciate how our idea of personal space and boundaries have kind of grown. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still love the character, but more from a safe, respectable distance now.
Howard, how do you navigate an airplane?
No. You'll have to take lessons just like I did.
Oh man, imagine this guy working in a modern office now. I mean, seriously, Larry, this dude was a walking, talking HR nightmare on two legs.
I'm a man, and you're a man, and she's a woman.
No, she isn't. She isn't a woman?
No. I see. Congratulations, sir. That's an amazing disguise. Watch it, Serena. You're gonna turn the old gray fox into the red devil of yesteryear.
I mean, the way he would leer at secretaries and play mind games with clients, man, HR would be drafting his termination letter before he could finish his first martini. And the fact that he even had martinis is sinister work. And I mean, he even showed blatant favoritism. If you was in his in crowd, you were golden. But anyone else, man, you might as well have been wallpaper. That's just how the character was written, I guess. I mean, today, if in real life, the drama alone, man, would fuel office gossip for years to come. And he would be scheming and plotting all the time. I mean, he would smile in people's faces and do something totally different behind their back. So the clients in that firm didn't know if they were getting a deal or if they was getting played by him.
Poor guy's lost his marbles.
He's got something you haven't got.
What's that?
Class.
I mean, with that kind of shady business nowadays, it would only take one TikTok expose and he would be donezo. Plus, where do they do that where your boss is constantly over an employee's house just chilling and definitely drinking to the point of being tipsy and drunk sometimes?
Samantha, Louise thinks I'm getting splashed. Do you think I am?
Well,
You're kidding. On 4 glasses of this stuff?
You've had 6, but who's counting?
That is a serious ethical violation, sir. I mean, can you even imagine the Instagram reels or posts being like, hey, just saw Larry drinking again at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Hashtag 3 martini meeting. Like, I mean, that wouldn't fly at all. He'd be so fired and so canceled. That's not even like in a blink of an eye. Oh man, this one's gonna sting a little bit. Why? Because we loved this guy, didn't we? We loved him. The chaos, the misunderstandings, the way he would trip over everything. I mean, it was pure classic TV gold.
Jack, please stop. Jack!
Work with me, Janet.
No, stop it!
I can't. I got the music in me. Strut with me, mama.
What? Let's be real for a second. If we turn that TV show on today, if it was made today, oh, Jack Tripper would probably cause a straight up protest in certain areas. I mean, think about it. His entire living situation hinges on one big lie and the subject of the lie. Pretending to be gay so that his landlord would let him live with 2 women.
This is awful.
What?
My being in bed with you and you being a
Tinkerbell?
People are liable to get the wrong idea.
Just even faking that premise in 2025? Yikes. That premise alone would land with a major thud and probably would feel super disrespectful to many people out there. I think that would definitely get called out. That didn't get caught. Remember Jack's interactions with women? Those constant stream of cheesy pickup lines? I mean, it played for laughs back then, but the way the world is now, it would probably come off as pretty gross and objectifying to most women.
I mean the luscious Liz Martin. I really dig her. She's built like a... Hi, gorgeous, it's me. Listen, I have just been overcome by lust, and I've got a crude proposition to... Oh, hello, Mrs. Martin. Could I speak to your daughter?
Most people would be like, hey, yo, dude, chill. Like, You ain't got to throw out the lines, like just talk to her like a normal person. Don't get me wrong, we still love the nostalgia of Jack Tripper, and we definitely love John Ritter. The physical comedy in that show, timeless. The silly situations, they're still funny. But Jack's core shtick, I mean, that whole vibe probably just wouldn't fly anymore. What was once deemed incredibly funny by the masses probably feels like a wild, problematic ride now. Oh man, let's chat. Let's chat about my boy. Let's talk Al Bundy. Remember just cracking up at his antics back in the day? Yeah, me too, but let's be real. If we dragged him into 2025, things would not be good for the champ of Polk High. All right, so let me paint a picture for you. It's 2025, Al's working in a shoe store. A customer comes in, a female customer at that, and then the first thing he starts to do is make comments about her weight.
Remember me, Bundy? You made fun of my weight. You called me a giant seal.
Well, let's see, I had 4 elephants. I had a rhino who wanted some flip-flops, had a manatee. Nah, don't remember any seals. Could you jog my memory? You know what jog is. That's what you do when the ice cream truck is pulling out.
Or if he just made a bad comment about women in general, man, he would be fired so fast before you could say, no ma'am.
National Organization of Men Against Amazonian Masterhood.
I mean, seriously, if you go back and look, the way he talked to women customers was off the chain. And lightweight, the way he talked to Peg as well. The whole vibe of kind of treating his family like they were burdens, I think people would have a big problem with that nowadays.
What for? The call costs more than the car.
Yes, and it cost more than the condom I should have used the night you were conceived.
We laughed back then because it was pushed as kind of edgy, more fantasy, inner thought that he's saying out loud type of stuff. But now, watching it back in today's world, oh man, Al would be canceled so fast. I mean, because it wasn't just grumpy humor. When you look at it in retrospect, a lot of it was just straight up mean.
I've only won them once, and they split at the sides.
Well, let me explain. See, it's just like an elevator. There's a 2-ton weight limit on this shit.
So Al Bundy wouldn't just be a lovable loser in today's light. He'd be a walking HR violation who would be swiftly dealt with. That Stone Age attitude he had, yeah, it would have to stay buried way back in times, probably back with the Flintstones themselves.
Seems we had this little sickly kid that lived on our block named Timmy. And he used to sit out on his porch in his wheelchair and wave at us as we walked by. Well, one day, while he was waving, he lost control of his chair and crashed into my dad's car.
Y'all remember that guy, right? On MASH? Yeah, watching him now? Yikes. Back in the day, yeah, the show played him for laughs. The bumbling, incompetent doctor who couldn't find his own stethoscope at times. Plus the whole sneaking around with hot lips thing, yeah, that was kind of scandalous for the 70s, right?
Frank, don't make any marks.
I mean, but again, if you put it in modern day, Frank Burns wouldn't last one shift in a modern day Army hospital. Not a one. The medicine? I mean, forget just being a joke. Letting someone that dangerously clueless near patients? Absolutely not. Malpractice lawsuits would be raining from heaven, and licensing boards would revoke his credentials faster than you could say post-op infection.
Houlihan? Well, we have a Major Houlihan, but that's laughable. I mean, Major Houlihan's an old warhorse. She looks like an army mule with bosoms.
McIntyre says he's supposed to be on this bus, but I can't find anybody with his identity.
I don't care what Captain McIntyre said. I have never cared, and at this moment I don't care twice as much as I never cared before.
Oh, and don't forget the racism. The stuff he used to say about Korean people isn't just old-fashioned, that's just flat-out, jaw-dropping offensive.
Well, we can't speak English. Why don't you go back where you came from? Mr. Burns,
There'd be zero tolerance for what would be deemed as hateful nonsense. I mean, with all the issues that a lot of people are having with healthcare, Frank Burns would be the devil in today's society. I mean, the show used him as comic relief, but looking at it through today's lens, it would be less of ha 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 ha, silly Frank, and probably be more like, whoa, this dude is horrible. I don't want him. I don't want him as my doctor. No, thank you. Okay, let's take a quick leap back to Three's Company. I know, I'm sorry, I'm not picking on the show, but there were just a couple characters there that probably wouldn't make it today. And we're not gonna talk about Jack. We're gonna talk about his boy, Larry. Y'all remember Larry? Larry Dallas? I mean, Larry was supposed to come off as machismo on two legs, but he was worse than Jack.
You know, I just couldn't help but notice your perfume. It's so mysterious, so enchanting, so sensual. What do you call it?
Ben Gay.
Nowadays, he would get hit with that toxic masculinity tag so fast, he'd be a walking red flag to women. I mean, think about his whole game, his whole rap to women. He lied about who he was often. He used even more cheesy pickup lines than Jack did. And he bounced from one chick to the next chick like they was nothing. If you don't think he would be a hashtag, I'm guessing hashtag Larry the Loser, something around that nature. Yeah, he'd be a hashtag in minutes. His online name would be Mud. I mean, even some of the comments that he would make, commenting on women's body parts and stuff right to their face.
Oh, Larry, what should I wear tonight?
Don't wear anything. I mean, don't have to wear clothes on my account. I mean...
No. Not today, Larry. I mean, people wouldn't just roll their eyes and walk away like they did back on the show. Larry might actually get physically hurt nowadays with some of the comments he made. Oh, and let's not forget the rogue touching he used to do to women he didn't even really know.
And who is this blossom from love's bouquet?
I mean, somebody should have been like, Larry, my guy, like, keep your hands to yourself, son. That's how you end up with three hots in a cot behind bars. I mean, what was coming off as smooth back then would probably be straight up harassment in 2025. I mean, there would be zero tolerance for that type of creepiness now. And I guess I gotta be honest, rightfully so. Ah, Eddie, the ultimate suck up when the parents were watching.
You call me Mom?
Yes, Wally.
Good morning, Mrs. Cleaver. That's a very pretty dress.
All smiles and polished manners. But the second the adults turn their backs?
Wait a minute, kid. You're not gonna be a little squealer, are you?
Well, you're the one that did it.
Yeah, but if you go around squealing on guys, nobody's gonna like you.
Is that why nobody likes you, Eddie?
Shut up, fat boy.
I mean, he was just being plain mean and a bully. For real, like, that's what he was. He was a bully. I mean, he was the classic two-face operator. But if Eddie showed up nowadays in 2025, we wouldn't just be like, oh, that's Eddie. Nope, that fake nice manipulation, that would get called out instantly. He'd be in somebody's counseling or principal's office so fast it would make your head spin. He would be labeled as a bully, straight up and down. And then they would make him do a deep dive into his own feelings like, whoa, dude, you might want to look at yourself and find out what the inner hurt is. What's making you manipulate people, dude? Who hurt you? Yeah, that's what he would get. I mean, back in the day, his picking on little kids and what he did was really just kind of left over to boys will be boys. But let's be honest, targeting younger kids was a serious problem that needed to be dealt with, and it certainly would get dealt with in 2025. And his parents would certainly be being held responsible for his actions these days too. So think about it, that charming face that hid a bully underneath that seemed to fly by back then wouldn't even make it up the block nowadays in 2025, and they would be calling for Eddie Haskell's head. He would be gone and canceled so fast. Nobody would care about his charm. We wouldn't care that you were charming. We would care that you were sinister behind the scenes.
You know, Eddie, you're a real neat guy.
Look, Shrimp, you start slobbering over me and I'll slug you one.
Yeah, sure, Eddie.
I mean it.
Okay, so who doesn't love I Love Lucy, right? Like, I like the show. You usually have a good time while watching it, and then enters Fred Mertz on the screen. And then the part of you stops like, hold up. If this guy was here nowadays, boy, he'd be in so much of trouble. You don't know why? Okay, let's talk about it. He was a landlord, and think about his frugality with his tenants.
Fred Mertz, this better be some kind of a joke.
Joke? This is a very fine car. Have you got 15 cents for the subway?
Remember how he patched like a leak with chewing gum and like wishful thinking? How the building was always portrayed like it was one hard breeze away from falling over. I mean, 2025 building inspectors would have a field day with this fool. Fines, shutdown orders, you name it. And what used to play as kind of charmingly dilapidated back in the day would be straight up illegal negligence now. I mean, tenants would be lawyered up faster than Ricky could go, Lucy, I'm home. And I mean, that's aside from him being picky as a landlord, like no kids, no pets, no fun, none of that.
Hello.
Will you cut out that racket up there?
Fred?
Yes, Fred?
Now listen, Fred.
Listen, my foot. Now let's have it quiet up there.
You would have to think fair housing would come down on that fool like a hammer. But outside of that, let's get into how he used to talk to Ethel. I mean, he constantly belittled her, called her names like old girl, and always acted like her ideas were dumb. I mean, in today's world, he would get that toxic label on him quickly. I mean, people wouldn't just feel bad for Ethel nowadays, they'd be outraged. I mean, but what they used to try to create is sweet old penny pinching Fred back in the day. He wouldn't just be viewed as the grumpy landlord down the hall anymore. He would probably be seen more as a slumlord. I mean, he would be drowning in lawsuits, slapped with enough fines to probably make him cry, and be trending on TikTok for all the wrong reasons. You know, one of the old shows I like watching for nostalgia is I Dream of Jeannie. And you can't mention I Dream of Jeannie without thinking about Major Healy.
Oh, you didn't think I was serious, did you? You mean you weren't? About being a movie star?
You know, he used to walk in with that sly, cheeky grin, and then we all get to side-eyeing the screen like, all right, come on, Roger. I mean, he was kind of a bad Fred. Like, if you go back and think about it, he spent a lot of time salivating over Jeannie and Jeannie's magic.
Jeannie, I think you better let him out.
Anything you say, adorable one.
What on earth do you think you're doing?
I mean, he was trying to use her as like a personal Jeannie ATM. It wasn't just kind of like a oops, my bad mischief. It really kind of feels predatory if you look at it nowadays. It's like he saw her as nothing but a shiny ticket to cash and clout, not really as a person. And he too used to look at women and treat women on the show like it would be mad cringy today.
Well, I tell you, this is the famous Major Nelson, and I'm the famous Roger Healy.
Oh, yes, this is Roger Healy.
Roger Healy. We're going to be here a whole week, and there's enough to go around for everybody. You just give us your addresses and your names. We can work out a schedule.
I mean, and let's not forget the military stuff, right? How do you swipe jets for joyrides or, you know, borrow military tech for your own personal use? No way. No way he could get away with that now. That fool would be live at a congressional hearing, probably catching a dishonorable discharge, and maybe even find out that orange is the new black. That wouldn't be a good look, Raj. Wouldn't be a good look for you. And there we have it, 10 characters that will probably be canceled and would not make it in the world today. Oh man, some of the stuff that, and I gotta be honest, when I look back, some of the stuff that I look back and I'm like, wow, like this went over, like mocking Asian accents and people, you know, talking about black people, or a lot of the ways that they talk to women, or even in shows that I've seen, like men will walk past and hit women on the behind. Like, no. You will be in jail in 2025. But that's the TV that shaped society back then. And I guess we didn't really question it. So do you have some other characters that kind of came off as creepy now that you look back, or characters that were just flat out disrespectful, rude, and probably by today's standards shouldn't have ever been a character at all? If so, let me know who that character is down in the comments, because I'd be interested to see who you all elect. You know I respond, so I can't wait to see it. But thank you again for riding with your boy. Life has been lifing, let me tell you, but we gonna keep the retro roller coaster rolling. Nothing's gonna stop the train, baby. You know, we gonna keep it doing. I said I was gonna be here. I'm gonna be here. All right, and you know what I want you to do. Love you, love somebody else, and I will see y'all very soon.